Hello and welcome to this week's live. I'm just going to fix the lighting a little bit. It just did something naughty before I started. Yeah, I think you can see me fine now. All right, so welcome everyone. I'm Samriddhi, Soul Whisperer. Every week we come together on a Monday and we bring together and review together the energies of the past week and the energies that are to come. And we hold these with the highest intention of love and light so that all the tips that are coming in, all the Akashic imagery and the blessings and the light language codes that are coming in allow you to live very conscious choices and to navigate through your week with consciousness. So and to have more alignment with your Akash over the week. So let's bring in all the energy that has come from the previous week and let's move into the next week's energy in the coming week. So I mean, which is already started today. So we count Monday as the first day of each of these energies. So hello to all the people that are joining from Instagram, and also all the people that are joining from YouTube. I am really so grateful that you take this time out every week with this commitment and this love to your own Akashic alignment. And I'm so grateful that we get to do this together every week. I feel like the messages are becoming more and more a reality as we go through each of these weeks. I'm seeing this more with my clients. Anything that comes through in the weekly message, I see my clients over the week also having the same processes. So that's quite interesting. It shows how our experiences, the names of our experiences may be different, but the lessons may be similar. The intensity of emotions may be different, but the lessons again internally may be similar. So I'm so glad that we get to do this. All right, so let's start with a little review of the week that has passed by and any carry forward energies from the previous week. So as I do that, hi Matthew, hi Joy, and hi Anujot. So happy to see you here, and everyone who's joined us on YouTube. So happy to see you here. We are tuning into the energies of the previous week. Certain messages came through very clearly. And this time it was a dream. I love it when it's a dream and they're giving us these messages in dreams to come for the collective. So I need to give you a little bit of a backstory before that. And the backstory is, in my context, there was one of my jobs that I was laid off from. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is very odd. Excuse me. Lots of things about the throat chakra for me and possibly for some of you. So there was a job that I had to be, I was laid off from. And it was a little bit unceremonious the way they had asked me to leave and how the systems had upgraded. So when I got into my workplace, this was physically, not in the dream. When I got into my workplace, I suddenly noticed that my key card was not working. I just never thought I just never thought anything could go wrong with that. So I just asked the IT person to come and help me, and that was fine. I went to my work desk and I was locked out of all the company systems. And I just wondered what happened. Did I mess up with the password or did something go wrong? So I went to the IT department, and then immediately I was asked to come into the room with the HR, and I was told that I'm being my department is being dissolved by the company for company restructuring and things like that. So of course, at that point in my career, I was actually quite happy to leave the job because my Akashic work was becoming very rich, and I wasn't able to dedicate equal or fair amount of time to each of these areas, and my Akashic work was really growing. So I kind of had a relief when that happened, that destiny has pushed me out and pushed me into something else. I was also consciously making the choice to quit in some time anyway. So it just happened in a way that was a little bit sudden for me. Now, what happened because of that was, I mean, of course, everything turned out to be very good. I love the colleagues that I had there and the work that I got to do there. And I love what I get to do here now. Now, what happened was I didn't have the chance to say goodbye to a lot of my friends, my colleagues, and it was a bit too embarrassing and a bit too uncomfortable for me to really talk to people. So especially the people that I used to speak with every day at work, suddenly I just kind of disconnected from it. Now we come to the dream part. That was the background from many, many years ago. Now, the background here is in my dream, I saw that I was entering a big array in a room, and this through this corridor, I entered this room, and there was a surprise party for me. Now, when I got into this surprise party, I didn't know it was for me. I just thought it was for somebody, and I was happy to celebrate whoever it was for because everyone I was seeing in the room, I really cared about them. So I was happy to celebrate anything with anyone. Now, as that kept happening, I noticed that they brought a cake for me, and that's when I started to wonder. Hi, Lisa. And I started to wonder whether, I was a part of this surprise thing. And so I said, "Who's this party for?" And they said, "This is your farewell party." So I said, so in the dream, I still have not been asked to leave. I mean, my department doesn't got laid off. So I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, oh, I'm not very sure what you're talking about, but I'm happy to celebrate because all of you are so happy. I'm great. And this is great. So we enjoyed, we had a lovely party. We were all laughing and there was a lot of food. And, I love a lot of food. So there was a lot of food. It made me very happy. And then I was called into this meeting room, and I was told that my department is kind of dissolving, and they're laying me off. So I was very happy, and I was very thankful to them. And then there were a couple of people that wanted to speak with me, but I had no desire to speak with them, so I just avoided them in the dream. When I woke up almost with an emotional healing of the time. I didn't even know that there was some kind of a trauma sitting in my energy field about this being too sudden for me. Although this was very much aligned with my life journey and my life mission, but because it was a bit too sudden, I wasn't able to muster the strength to heal that. I just felt, oh, I just avoid it and it's fine and I don't need to think about it. But it came up in the dream, and the emotional healing of any remnant layers just started to clear up. So when I tuned in and asked what was the message for the collective from this, they told me that there may be a lot of people who have already healed some parts of their previous journey, something from their past, but a new layer has come up, and a new emotional healing is happening in that area of that life, of our life. So I would invite you to think about one area that came up for you last week, where you thought you already healed, everything was done, but just one more deeper layer of healing has come in for you. It may have come in through a trigger, or it may have come in and just healed itself, like for me in the dream. And when you woke up, you just woke up fresh. So there is this meeting of the conscious and the unconscious world. So a part of your unconscious is already continuing to heal those things that you have left for another time. And there is a part of your conscious mind that wants to know what you're doing. It's like, the patient who goes into surgery and wants to know exactly what's happening, and what's the doctor doing with the body. So even if the patient doesn't know, the competent doctor will be able to, do everything, and the healing will happen anyway. So that's really the metaphor that they're giving to us. So the first invitation, of course, is think about an area where a little healing has come up for you, and how is that showing up in your energy? The other area is, there is some unconscious healing that may be happening, and you're not fully aware of where that healing is coming up for you. But there's an invitation to just allow whatever needs to happen, and not try to figure everything out right now, because this will make sense in hindsight. So that's the invitation. So I'm just going to read some of the comments that are coming in. Hello, Yalot. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm just reading Lisa's comment. Yes, absolutely. Triggered by a message someone sent me that brought me back to a similar message years ago that caused years of trauma. Yeah, and how interesting, right? Because this particular instance may not have been that intense or that painful, but it brought up that deeper layer of healing that was poised to come out and release. And sometimes we need our subconscious, our unconscious needs that opening point, and it looks like that message coming to you was that opening point for that healing to happen. And also, Alisa, how self-aware of you to notice it and see it that way. So yes, wonderful, this is really coming through. The other thing that has come, and now I'm tuning into the energy of this week, the other energy that is coming in is the energy of really listening to the signs, especially the assurance that's coming from the universe, the assurance that's coming from your guide team. The reason I say this is, there have been many times this week, starting yesterday, and also a little bit of an overlap from last week, where I've been praying and asking for guidance on a certain aspect. And I've been kind of worried about that aspect. And, our guides hate it when we worry, because, that is not allowing the spaciousness for new things to happen, because we are keeping our energy busy with the worry energy. So they're just waiting for that to settle so that the new thing can come. The very thing that you're praying for and asking for, it just is not able to come through because of the worry and the space that is lacking for it to come in. So for me, it was something like that. And I was praying and asking for something. And they kept giving me a very clear assurance, a very clear guidance. And they told me, before you go on the cruise, everything will be sorted. And also, by the way, I'm going for a family vacation, and it's on Thursday. So for me, it was like, oh, that's just too close. I don't know how this particular thing will get sorted by then. But as a build up towards this time, I'm noticing that things have just sorted themselves out. And this is really unprecedented. My logical mind wouldn't have been able to fathom how this got done, but this is getting done nevertheless. So, this is also a message for the collective. And they have been guiding me to share this with all of you, that there may be an assurance that your guides have shared with you, but you feel like, oh, this is just too flowery. This can't happen to me right now. It's too unreal for it to happen right now. So I'm just going to continue to pray and worry and, try to plan it, because I really need an answer. So that invitation, the gentle, loving invitation is, can you now allow your worries to step aside so that grace may enter? And when I say grace, it is just the acceptance of whatever spirit is really guiding you through, and the assurance that they have been giving back to you. So I'm just going to read a message here from Joy. I read some email today and I feel so sad, and the trauma of my workplace and the bad experience there started coming back. How interesting is this, that many of these messages that are coming in are related to workplace. And yes, sometimes because we spend so much time in the work that we do, and there's also another message. I feel blessed. The situation is slowly improving. How beautiful is that? And again, it's very similar to what has happened with me, what has happened with Lisa, for you as well, Joy. That this has come up to just be an opening, a doorway, so that any trapped emotions, any locked feelings about the fear and the pain or the shock or trauma that was there in your field around a similar situation in the past, it's just getting an opening to be released, to just be re-experienced one last time before it can just leave your field. So there is definitely a lot of energy of release that has come up. Now, and the second message, of course, is allowing the assurance, believing in the assurance you get from your guides. I think that's a good way to put it. Believing in the assurance you get from your guidance system. So I invite you to pause for a moment to see what assurance have you been receiving or are receiving right now as you listen to this, and allow faith, allow belief to let that be, to let that breathe in your energy. Another thing that has been, there are a couple of themes, right, overall. So one is allowing the emotional release. The other one is to allow allow spaciousness for the assurance to come in from spirit. And now there's also another message that's coming through. And this message is saying yes to things that you don't normally say yes to. And this is interesting. So this has happened in my day to day in the last couple of days too, and this has also been happening for my clients as I'm seeing them one on one, where there are parts of their life that they generally would say no to, but they are being invited to relook at them, revisit them, but now with the new me, the new aspect of themselves, so that they interact with it in a new way, because things within them are now different. Now, as they are different, they interact with things differently. So that's also coming up, saying yes to things that you generally say no to, but this time it feels different. So, what is that one area of your life? Think about it. And if there's something coming up for you and you feel like sharing, please leave it in comments. And I will, as you know, I read all comments, I respond to everything, whether live or whether, whenever you're watching this and you put it in comments later, I always try to respond. All right. So now what we'll do, and I'll continue to read the messages here. Now what I want to do is come together and tune into the collective Akash. As we tune into the collective Akash and the energies for this week, we'll allow for the vision to come through, and then the energy, the explanation of that vision and whatever energies need to come through for this week. And then we'll also look at some energetic attunement and activation for alignment with our highest version of the Akashic Records. So, in simple terms, it's the highest alignment with your soul so that your soul's story can store it in the highest way. That's still complicated. It's the activation in your field that can allow you to be in your highest timeline, the highest possibilities of things that can happen right now for you in this week. All right, I'm just going to read one more comment before I tune into the Akash, and that is from Lisa. I did start doing that, and the same result I got that because the initial trauma occurred again. So I'm now thinking I shouldn't try again. Yeah, I think as you're sharing this with me, it feels like sandpaper. So what they're showing me is there's a sandpaper and that is rubbing on skin. Now when the or it's rubbing on a rough when it's rubbing on a rough surface, it just allows things to even out, and that's how we get some really good art. We get beautiful pottery, we get beautiful smooth walls. All of it when it's done in a good sandpapering. But if you've already smoothened that by healing it yourself and helping yourself remember, now if the sandpaper comes in, it starts to bruise the layer. It starts to damage. And for me, that's what this is looking like for you, particularly, Lisa, and in the example you shared. There is no need sometimes to re-traumatize yourself, to relearn a lesson that you already have intact within you. So if the trigger is coming up, this may possibly be just about emotional release rather than it being about exploring what that feeling is and to heal that part of you. Maybe the healing is done and now it is about just letting the emotional release happen. Um, because sometimes, with our strong mind, we handle the situation, but we don't allow for the emotions to come in the way, because sometimes that can really take us in a way that's undisciplined, and allow us to lose focus. And you may have tried to not do that. You may have tried to keep your eye on the ball. So this may just be about emotional release rather than re-traumatizing yourself. Okay. And I'm just reading another comment. Yalot is sharing, try to do things differently regarding self-love. How beautiful is that? Yeah. And sometimes self love is also in this, as you're sharing, I'm feeling this energy of even just simply witnessing yourself without judgment. And that's really hard, especially if you are someone who's always seeking for excellence, if you're always seeking for the best of yourself. And especially if you're on the path of healing, when you're on the path of being more conscious, move towards self-reflection, it may be very hard to be non-judgmental with ourselves. We look at more ways in which we can improve and be better. So this is so beautiful, Yalot. And maybe for you, that energy could be about allowing non-judgmental witnessing as you heal yourself. All right. Or for anyone else who's also tuning in. And you're so welcome, Lisa. Such a pleasure. Thank you for the explanation, you say. Okay. All right. So now we're tuning into the collective, and feel free to leave in comments anything that's coming up for you as well. So as I'm tuning into the collective Akash for this week, I'm seeing a lot of cloud energy, and this cloud is it's kind of like a whirlpool energy, but there's a vantage point for this. The consciousness of the collective is not inside the storm; it is above the storm and noticing how this energy is moving. So there is a vantage point to the things that seem a little bit clumsy or a little bit confusing generally, but there's a vantage point for that. And from this, I'm seeing that after noticing these patterns, this point consciousness energy is really converting itself into an eagle energy. I'm seeing the bird theme is quite frequent in our sessions these days. So definitely that bird energy, the eagle energy is coming up. It's opening its wings. It's like 12 feet of just wings. And as it's opening, it's also doing the next level. It's swooping above this level as well. Um, uh, Hello, so lovely to see you here, Benjamin. And as this eagle energy is really rising about even the vantage point, I'm seeing that there is a wisdom in noticing what's happening and then also rising above it into the higher choices that you can make with your time, space, and energy. Now I'm seeing this eagle is going into a nest. Now, this nest is not an eagle's nest. These eggs are not eagle's eggs, but the eagle has gone there to find what's going on there. Um, and for the bird that is in the nest and for the eggs that are being protected by this bird, there is a fear that's coming up. There's a fear that, oh my God, this eagle is coming to attack me. This eagle is coming to damage my family in my nest. But the eagle is not doing that. The eagle is coming. It's got sharp vision. It's got clear focus, but it's just using that to warn the bird, to warn the bird that this branch is about to break. It's in a vicarious place, and it's in a precarious place, and the wind is gonna. The eagle is able to see the strong wind coming from the other direction, and the eagle is warning this bird, saying, hey, I think you need to take your little ones and go off to another place. It's coming and you have a little bit of time. So it's what was feared is actually coming here to warn you, or to give you a premonition, to assist you to be able to plan before something happens. So there's that energy. And then I'm seeing this bird as getting the support as well to move to another place. It does need to leave its nest behind, but it's able to still carry its eggs with its partner, and they're going to a different place and they're starting it new. And then I'm seeing this eagle continue, and again the cloudy energy is still brewing, and it's becoming and expanding a little bit more. So I wonder if this is also something to do with the collective and what's happening with the war energy, and that's happening in the world, where everybody's thinking about what's going on. And it's also related to energy. There's war, and there's the war about energy and the war energy. So, natural gas, petroleum, all of these things are really coming up. So, yeah, hi, Krishna. I'm so glad that you could join. So, as this is coming up, there's also the energy of not getting too involved into the energy of conflict. Now, that can feel a little bit spiritually bypassing, because if you're within that, you can't help but worry about the people that are suffering. You can't help but care about the people that are in that place and that you're connected to, or to even look at it from the humanity's bigger point of view and see things with more fairness and desire for more fairness and peace and compassion for everyone. So, if that energy is coming up, whether it is in the collective global level or even individually for you around in your workplace, where some people may be going through a few things in their life and they may be seeking for a lot of emotional support, your role here is to invite them into higher perspective and leave, because that's what the eagle has done here. It's warned them, it's given them an information about the upcoming storm, and it has left. It's not carried the nest with them, it's not carried the eggs for them. It's going off on its path. So continue to carry on in your path. And then I'm seeing this eagle has met the sunrise. It's this time of the day when that orange burst occurs. So the sun is rising and it's starting to really bring its orange light, and it bursts this light, and then it becomes like a normal sunlight in the day. So it's that really beautiful part of that morning sunrise. As this eagle is seeing that, I'm actually hearing a lot of music as well. So this may be a week of a lot of spiritual energy. It may be a week of revisiting things that you have done in the past, but this time that experience is different because you are different. For most people, it may resonate in that way, but for some, it may even be an emotional release. So that is occurring. And at the end, I'm also seeing our cosmic star family stepping in. I'm seeing a lot of the goddess energy as we've just completed the 9 days of the goddess last week. So there's the culmination of that and the fresh beginnings of Navratri and the fresh beginnings of as the blessings of the goddesses. That's coming through. And I'm also seeing a lot of earthy energy and a lot of ocean consciousness coming in. So the whales are the librarians of our world. They hold the ancient knowledge, the ancient information, even before human beings could walk on our planet. The whales were here, and they remember and they connect with the water consciousness to help us remember. So there is that ocean energy coming in, the whale energy is coming in, remembering the parts of you that are ancient, that are wise, and that are bringing in so much calm in your life, tranquility in your life. And then I'm also seeing the Syrian beings are very active this week. They are assisting in keeping your eye on the ball. So generally Syrian beings are kind of there's like a dig on Syrian beings saying they're a bit too serious. So I think they're not serious. They just have a dry sense of humor. And my cousin has joined, Krish has joined. He's also somebody with a dry sense of humor. So something like that, where you say something but you don't laugh at your own joke and you wait for others to really get the joke. That's kind of Syrian energy. That energy is coming through, which means that when you observe something, it will make sense in hindsight. But they are allowing you, and there's a lot of support in keeping your energy focused, keeping your eye on the ball, and allowing things that are important for you to come through this week. So there's a lot of I'm feeling a lot of energy in the stomach area, the solar plexus area. So places where previously you may have given your power away, those things are coming back this week. So that, and there is an invitation that you don't have to give your power away this time. You watch the situation, you observe the situation, and this time you engage as much as it feels aligned, and you don't give your power away. So there's that coming up as well. I'm just reading a comment here. We must remain calm in the midst of the storm. There's a lot of Aries energy everywhere. And oh wow, how beautiful. Thank you so much, Yalot, for sharing that. It's really yeah. And thank you for telling us it's the Aries energy. That's, my friend, my bestie, she says she's an Aries bulldozer because they're very determined, very clear. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of air energy. So yeah, in the midst of all of that, there's a lot of invitation to be and connect with the inner calm. Wonderful. And I'm also reading some comments here. Thank you from Gary. You're very welcome, Gary. All right. So with all of this happening, I'll just bring in a quick interpretation of these messages, and then we'll get into a little bit of healing before we close. And if we have some time, I'll also take in a few questions. So you can even leave your questions as I'm bringing through this information, and I'll try to get to all of them live. Otherwise, I'll reply to your comments later. All right. So the energy is that there may be a storm brewing this week. It may feel like a storm is brewing, or things are not feeling very calm, and you may be invited to find your calm within by looking at the higher perspective. And once you're able to look at the higher perspective, the invitation will also be to further get into a deeper state of your higher wisdom, where you can move out of that situation or move out of putting your energy in a place where it's really going down in a vacuum, and to move to a place where you can be of service to others. Here I actually see the ones who are tuning in. You are here to assist the collective. So you're here to assist others. It may just be that your presence is assisting others to feel calm. Your presence may be affirming things to others that they have been thinking about for themselves. So there is that energy coming in, and your job is to pass on whatever is coming through you and feel no attachment to it. You're not there to ensure, you're not that the eagle in our vision is not ensuring that the bird has moved. It's just passed on the information, and now whatever the eagle whatever this bird wants to do with her eggs, she will decide and do that. And it's giving a respect to the sovereignty of the other where you're bringing in a message, but the other is here to receive that message and to honor that and in their own way. So there's a sense of detachment because a lot of you may be healers and you're messengers or teachers or mentors or guides in many ways, and this is about detachment from that, but doing your part. And then it is really moving into that higher perspective to take time to observe those things that happen every day, but there's beauty and peace in them, like watching a sunrise. It's available to us every day, almost every day, for people that can see the sun and it's not cloudy. But we still witness that energy of the sunrise every day. And this is an invitation to notice those things that are so easily available to us on this beautiful planet. But we kind of get busy from time to time. And then finally it closes with the blessings of whales and Syrian beings, so that we can keep our eye on the ball and remember your ancient spirit, your ancient wisdom that is a part of your own soul's memory. Now, bringing through some light language activation to assist us and to keep us in that balance through this week. Anasirashuno koshia salanashu asarasaha. Ialana tukura sukuna shu asiasha. For those of you who find this new, this is a language of vibration that is assisting with the vibrational shifts, release, and attunements into the next version of you. Yalanasha, so that it can support you through the energies of this week. So the way to listen to this is just allow the energies to move through you rather than trying to make sense of it with your conscious mind. Aliana shukura sahashana kura shalana shuku. Anything stomach related this week, go gentle on your tummy. Yanashuruku lanashu isanashu asarasana. Whether it is the food you take to keep that food very, very light, and whether it is the processing of emotions. Sometimes it takes us a bit of time to digest our emotions as well. So allow yourself to be gentle and give it that time. Don't be in a hurry to be healed or to get over something. Allow it to take its course and know that you are so supported, especially the Syrian beings that are coming in. Yalana Shuku Sarana Shu Satakana. This week they are inviting you to tune into your rituals. Maybe you have a ritual that you just watch the sunrise every day, or you have a cup of coffee in the morning and you just sit by your table and you just stay slowly to move from the space of sleeping to waking up. So allowing that ritual, or you have a ritual to journal, whatever your ritual is, there's an invitation because the Syrian beings are reaching out to each one who's tuning in, and they're asking you to allow those messages to come through your own wisdom, and they're here to support that. Yelanashi Isara Shana Sukuturu Shia Yaha Yaha Yaha. There's also this really grounding energy that they're bringing in this week. Anywhere that you may feel you're spiritually bypassing, where there is a suffering, there's something to be processed, there is obvious pain or there's obvious trauma to be processed, but you're saying something that is completely opposite to bypass it. This is an invitation to just look at it objectively and in a grounded way, to not lose your experience in spiritual vocabulary, which can happen to us from time to time, right? We can say, oh, the universe just meant for this to happen this way. But if there is actually a scope for us to reflect on it and to be better for the next time, to really keep that, but also to have that balance of accepting what comes from the universe. So it's like the balance, the meeting of heaven and earth happening through your body, a groundedness coming in. Yalanashu isara, sha'a isara, sha'a isara. Allow these shifts to occur within your field as you take these beautiful, gentle breaths. As you continue to take these gentle breaths, you might feel that your tummy is rumbling, or if you're feeling that the balance of power is being challenged for you this week. Allow that to have its own wisdom through peace, through calm, and choosing the path of non-violence, non-violent thoughts towards yourself that are not causing you harm, not even in a physical way, but emotionally non-violent as well. So the path of non-violence, maybe for some of you physically, to really make sure that you don't feel that anger that moves your hands, moves you, allowing that to be peace. Ya asa. All right. So we've actually come to the transmission for today and for this week. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. And Please note that the next week, the live is not happening on Monday. Let me just quickly check for you when it's happening. I think it's happening on a Wednesday. Let me just tune in. I'm taking a little bit of a break with family, so it's kind of gonna be a bit delayed. So apologies for that. But I will try my best to bring in the messages that will assist you for the rest of the week that way. So I'm saying after 30th March, what is the next? Just a moment. 30th March. The next one should be 6th, but I think I'm doing it on 8th or 9th. Let me just check when is it happening. I will leave it in the notifications for us, but I'm also just going to make sure that I share the correct date with you. Um, so it'll be 8th or 9th of April. I'm just checking where it is. I'm sorry. And while I do that, if any of you are having any questions or you want to share anything, please feel free to leave that in the chat. Okay, wonderful. I'm not able to see that schedule just yet. It'll be 8th or 9th. Oh, I just don't feel good that I'm not able to share the full information. So just give me one more moment. I'm a little bit obsessed. Okay. 8th April. We'll do it on 8th April, same time. But I think by 8th April, our clocks will change. So those of you who are not Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, you may notice that the start time will be slightly different. So I will leave please mark it on your calendar. It's 5 p.m. AEST. So whatever that will be for you. And we'll meet on the 8th. I'm just reading the comments now. All right. So I'm hearing Joy say, thank you, sis. Thank you so much. So much love to you, Joy. And Yellow saying, thank you so much. It was beautiful. It was such a pleasure to have you here online. And Lisa says, thank you so much, Samriddhi. Enjoy your break with your family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited. And I also wish all of you a wonderful and conscious week ahead. I hope these messages can assist you with living your highest and most aligned version of yourself this week. And as we meet next week, allow for all of these energies to integrate, and please leave in comments or chats, or even just reach out to me if there's something that has come up for you, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And any of you who would like to go on a personal one-on-one journey with me to see what's happening in your Akashic records and how you can align with your Akash to the highest timelines and to release patterns, understand relationships, understand your life purpose, and anything else that's poised to come up for you at this point in your life, you're very invited. I'll leave the links in the comments. And day after tomorrow, on the 1st of April, I'm doing a group Akashic journey online, and that's at 7:30 AEDT. I leave the link in the description of this of this video, and feel free to book in and register. It's a very beautiful container, and we go into the different realms of the collective Akash, whether it is on our planet, whether it's off planet. Usually, we go outside in the Milky Way and beyond sometimes. And we bring through a lot of potent stories, lots of songs, lots of codes, and lots of attunements for all of us. So it's really enjoyable. And I also invite you to connect with my work in many other ways, and be a part of this journey with me in aligning with the Akasha. Leave all the links in the description here. I'm also, again, very, very thankful, just so sincerely so thankful that you choose to do this journey with me, and we get the joy of journeying together and knowing we're not alone in things, and just making sense of what is happening at a collective level. Thank you so much. So much love to you, and I will see you next week on the 8th. Mwah. See you.